All right, hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hey Guys. This time we're working in Inventor. I'm going to go over some of these shapes and projects that is part of the PLTW curriculum 4.2 model creation. All right, so I already have something opened up, so I'm going to show you how we can go to start a new project. So I'm going to click on New. My last project was in metric. I'm going to do this one in English. So under templates, I'm going to change it to English. And then I'm just making a standard. You can see where it says inch part file in Inventor. Inventor PT stands for part. So Inventor part file. And I'm going to click create. All right. So as always, when we open up blank page, first thing we're going to do, we're going to start in our sketch mode. Now for this particular shape, we're going to be orienting to the front view. So we're going to choose the XY plane so that it gives us a vertical plane. Now if my screen doesn't look exactly like yours, that's okay. I have grid enabled. I like the grid. It's not going to really affect anything if yours doesn't have that. All right, so I'm going to grab the line tool. And to grab a line tool, I just click on the line tool. I could also right click and grab the line tool using the right click. I'm always going to start on the origin because starting on the origin anchors my drawing right away. It adds a constraint that I need right away. So I'm going to come right up. I'm not going to worry about the length of the line, but I am going to pay attention to the fact that I have a vertical constraint. It shows me that I'm at 90 degrees and that's what I want. So this is the general shape. I'm not going to dimension it yet. However, I am going to look at my degrees and try to maintain true corners, 90-degree corners. So I've got a 90-degree corner. I can see that in where it shows me the angle. And then I can also see that I have a perpendicular constraint showing up. So I'm going to click again, drop down, look for that 90 degrees, look for that perpendicular constraint, come over, try to be as flat as possible, get that perpendicular constraint. And then now I'm going to just show you that what happens if you mess up. So I'm going to come down here to the x-axis, but I'm not going to be perpendicular, just so I can show you how you can go back and fix that. And I'm going to come down the x-axis. Now I'm not done because the x-axis is not actually a line. I need to draw one more line back to the origin. I see that the origin lights up yellow when I'm on top of it. And that's what I want, and that way I have a closed form. I also know that I closed the form because I'm not drawing lines anymore. I see that I still have the line tool, but no lines are being made. So to let go of the tool, I'm going to right click, click OK. Now, I want to straighten out this line, so I can do that in two ways. I know that I want this to be perpendicular, so I can come up here to the constraints. I can grab a perpendicular constraint, and I can click on this line and this line, and that will make those two lines perpendicular. Or if I undo that action, I can come back over here and I can grab a vertical constraint and I can apply a vertical constraint. Hit the center point. Well, that's embarrassing. I can apply a vertical constraint to this line and that'll also straighten it out. Be careful you don't hit the midpoint of the line like I just did. As you see, that messed it up. All right, so I need to start dimensioning this. It's a good rule, good practice to always dimension your longest lengths first. If you start dimensioning with the short lengths, sometimes it can make your drawing get really crazy. And sometimes I just don't feel like you can fix it. I'm sure somebody else could probably tell you you could fix it some way, but I just abide by these rules that I always do the longest lengths first and then work back in smaller. I just think it's a good practice. All right, I'm going to go up on my ribbon. I'm going to grab the dimensioning tool. I could also right click and grab that. So this is one of my long lengths. In this case, I can just grab this line, click again on the measurement, and my measurement for this is 1.5 inches. All right, I'm not going to worry about the fact that I can't see it anymore. I still got the dimensioning tool. I'm going to come down here to my other long line, and this is going to be 2.25. All right, now if I want to be able to see my drawing now, if I just click on my view cube to the front view, It's going to zoom back out to fit the shape to the screen, and I can see what I'm doing. All right, now I can start to dimension some of these smaller dimensions. So this line right here, this line is going to be 1.5. And this line right here is going to be 0.75. So 0.75. Oops, not 0.075, 0.75. And that's my shape. And I can see down here at the bottom of my screen it says it's fully constrained. All right, so that being the case, I'm going to finish my sketch. Again, move my sketch out of my view. I'm going to click on the Home button above the View cube, and that's going to put me right back where I can see everything. I'm going to go to Extrude. I'm going to extrude it. Inventor defaulted to 1 inch. I'm going to change that to 0.75, so 0.75, and click OK. And now we have our shape. Now I'm not quite done. I've got one more little part to put on here. I'm going to go over and sketch again. Now in Inventor you can always draw on a plane or a surface, because a flat surface is a plane. So I'm going to click on that surface right there. I'm just going to grab a rectangle tool right now. I'm going to start at the origin point. I'm going to pull that up. Now you can see that as you're pulling up a rectangle, it gives you the opportunity to type in the dimensions as you create the rectangle. So the area that has a blue background is the area that's highlighted first. So I'm going to just go ahead and type in my dimension of 0.75 and then hit the tab key. Don't hit enter, hit the tab key. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in my other dimension, which also happens to be 0.75. And then I hit enter. Now you can see that I have a fully constrained, fully dimensioned drawing, and I didn't have to go back in and dimension or add constraints. We have equal constraints, we have perpendicular constraints, horizontal and vertical constraints. All the constraints there could possibly be are already included, and it was done as I created that rectangle. That's a real time benefit. All right, so now that I'm done, I'm going to let go of the tool, say OK, and finish the sketch. Now I'm going to extrude that one little part right there, highlight it, let it click out, because the last dimension that I typed in was 0.75. It's going to automatically default to the last that I typed in. I'm in the join, distance 0.75, and it's going the way I want it to go. I'm going to click OK, and now my part is done. All right, I hope you were able to follow along, and that this was a helpful tool for you to learn how to do some of the basic shape making, part making in Inventor.